Today was a red day in AMC, down 4.08% at $40.41. You're going to see on my daily charts here a purple ascending triangle, and I'll explain why I think this pattern is forming. But for the moment, I just want to point out that yesterday I was anticipating a dip, and I thought 40 would be about the floor, or the worst extent of that dip, and we saw a low of 39.78. So not bad at all. This pattern is holding and is proving to be useful. I from here expect a bounce, and you're gonna see I've put this gray circle on the top level of this ascending triangle, and that the price should break out at that point to the upside. And that breakout really should continue all the way up to the $50 region. This would be a significant event because other chart patterns would have confirmations in the price to signal additional moves higher. If you haven't followed my channel for long, I have a series of patterns that have increasingly high price targets, and reaching one would just confirm the next pattern to move to the next. And those patterns and those price targets, they climax at $80. And with momentum as it is in this stock, no one's really to say how high it could go, but there is a statistical likelihood that we will see it at least at $80. So I'm overall very bullish, and today didn't feel very good, seeing this big red candle, but when you zoom out, everything is totally fine. This is looking bullish still. I have on the right pulled up Bulkowski's Ascending Triangles page. He gives a picture and an overview. He talks about some stuff, but what I wanted to go show you, that's a pretty good example, right? Look at that. Wouldn't you love to see this? You can see there's these red lines, and that's his ascending triangle. Then there's this volume event, right? You see that green bar just way above the others, and this big price surge. This is literally what I'm expecting to see in AMC, like that. Like, that's what I'm looking for. And I might even reference this video later because this is what's statistically likely. So when I say statistically likely, I mean literally. Bulkowski has used software and algorithms to study these chart patterns across thousands of stocks over decades of time, and use that information to come up with probabilities. So for the ascending triangle, Bulkowski says the breakout is upward 63% of the time and 64% of the way to the triangle apex. And that would put us at November 26th. Because the pattern ends on December 8th, and, well, I just took a simple, I spent 2/3, right? I said 66%, 2/3, 10 days off, and that's what I came up with. So far, so good. The expectation is being met. Let me explain why I think that we're in this ascending triangle. I believe that, I'm not going to say that MOAS has begun, but the next move up has certainly started. The signal comes from the RSI relative to the price actions movement to the Fibonacci retracement from the last run in June. So that's really complicated. I actually have some charting to help demonstrate that. So I'm going to pull up this study, and I'm going to change my time frame here into the 4-hour. Oh, I'm already in the 4-hour. I wasn't in my daily chart. I'm sorry. Nonetheless, this is what I'm getting at. You're going to see this yellow line going up, and this horizontal yellow line. This is the 50% retracement at $40.78. And when I say lateral and medial, I'm speaking relative to that level. So lateral will be away, and medial will be towards the 50% retracement. What I want to point out specifically is when the RSI reaches an overbought or an oversold condition, and I've shown this in yellow arrows in the RSI indicator below the price. So let's start at the beginning and just go through it. You're going to see a peak. It's seriously overbought, right? It comes down and passes through or past that 50% retracement. And what happens in the RSI? You see the oversold condition appear. Now the price does move back to this retracement and pushes through it, but not in a meaningful way. Overall, the price stays below that level. And at the apex of the lateral movement, what do we see? Again, the RSI going into oversold. And as the price begins to increase and passes back through that level and it goes above it, what do we see? The RSI now in an overbought condition. The price moves medially, but at the apex, the lateral apex, again, the RSI is at overbought. It's incredible. The next leg down was a measured move down, and the corrective phase of that pattern was interacting with the retracement level. So it's hard to see where that meaningful push through it was. So I used the RSI to inform me where that should be. And again, you can see that looks pretty good. And the oversold condition appears again. Now, this next cycle is a little different because the lateral apex is actually a medial move. It doesn't move away. Like, it should be a dip, but it actually bumps up, which is fine because it's not a significant move. It just means that it's mirrored from what was expected. And what do we see? We see the RSI go into an over bought condition again. And then that relationship breaks down right about here, towards the end of October into November. And it gets really choppy because the price is closing in on that level. And it just kind of becomes chaotic, right? You see this push up above it, it doesn't quite reach it, and the overbought RSI signal doesn't appear till up here. And then it falls below the 50% retracement level. But look what the RSI does. It does not return to the oversold condition at all. It stops. In fact, it bottoms at around 46. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know that with the RSI, the standard overbought and oversold levels are 30 and 70, but I also use two other levels, 45 and 55, in order to help understand and put context into what AMC is doing. Overall, it's really effective on the 1-minute charts, and I know that on the other timescales it works as well. The idea is that if the price is heading from an oversold condition and the RSI is rising from there, that the price needs to surpass 55 in order to gain bullish momentum and then not dip below 45. And that relationship is vice versa on the other way. If the price is dropping and the RSI is moving out of the overbought condition going down, then for the downtrend to continue, the RSI needs to drop below 45 and not rise above 55. I consider the area between 45 and 55 to be a coil zone. If the RSI is oscillating between those two levels, there is no clear strong momentum from either the bulls or the bears. The two are simply locked. And typically after that occurs, there's a break in one direction. One side gives and prevails. And what I see here is that the RSI went up and did not drop below 45. It surpassed 55, went into overbought. When it dipped above 45, and now it's dipping there again. So there's an opportunity here for the RSI to continue to oscillate bullishly. We don't even need to see the RSI go straight up or anything dramatic. All we need the RSI to do is to move in a steady upward motion. And when it dips again, the price will or should be above this 50% retracement level. This is an absolute sign that the shorts need to close their positions. The run to 72 was huge, and on a technical level, it's played out very, very, very precisely. And it's clear to me that the next move is coming very, very shortly. And you can tell just by the way that the price begins to interact with this level at a more frequent rate that the price is done stabilizing. We're here, and it's looking like the price is going to go up. I'm going to take a quick look at the 1-minute chart, of course. I've got to do that and turn on my 1-minute drawings. Feature our first commenter yesterday, Manu 707070. So tomorrow I expect to see a bounce, and it wouldn't surprise me if we had a volume event too. That volume event will be dramatic, and I just don't know when it's going to be honest. I'm going to turn on my after hours really quick because I don't know what's going on after hours. I do think that we might be seeing a possible inverted head and shoulders forming here on the 1-minute chart. And in which case this would be the head, and tomorrow morning we would see the next armpit with a dip and then a bounce. And that's pretty likely that tomorrow we'll start with a sell-off and then we'll see a bounce. And I expect that bounce to be pretty strong. I would really rather just see a big volume event and the price goes straight up, but I can't hope for that. I think it is really interesting to see this last candle have such high volume, right? 445,000. And that was the candle after the trading session ended.